Hey! Here we are, baby, to the Ramble Radio, motherfucker!
But.
Yeah.
But it's video.
What?
Yep.
But
It's video. It's right there. Plain to
today's very special, though, Eddie, because it's also radio.
Yeah.
And it's a palindrome. 262.
262.
And to celebrate, you think it's just you and I. But to celebrate the palindrome, it is just you and I.
It's got to be. What?
Still just you and I. And
how can Cody miss a palindrome?
I don't know.
Episode? They only come around every 10 or 11 shows.
10 episodes. And to make up for it, though, we also are now going to give you the results of our bet. No, we're not. That's not going to be until next week, but that's okay. We're going to put that in. So this is just Cody leaving us to our own devices and saying,
just leaving us hanging.
You call your podcast the Ramble, then fucking ramble.
Then ramble, I guess. All right, because we had a bunch of stuff planned. We had we're gonna announce the final the championship match, the Battle of the Butlers,
the finals.
The finals. We're gonna announce the finals.
It's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be massive. It's gonna break the internet.
Now we're broken.
Now we're broken.
Right. Now the internet broke us. You know, it fucking hurt. Fucking hurts. Fuck. I'm sorry. Fuck. See, it's just not good. But here we are anyway. Ramble Radio 262 Deuce 6 Deuce.
What is
in
that
the
in
Deuce
Spanish?
6 Deuce? Oh shit!
Come on.
Fuck.
Come on.
2062. That might be 72.
What is 60?
Fuck.
60?
60. I think. But I thought no 70. Shit. Let me look it up.
262?
2000, or is that not? Shit.
I have no idea.
I'm
You're
finding
the wrong
out.
Person.
No, but I'm gonna find out.
I thought asking you was.
See,
asking
this
the
is
right
this
person.
is sad, but if my mother was still alive, I'd just call her right now. I was so close. 262. I was almost there.
60.
60. 262. Ramble Radio 262, way. Aquí estamos. And here we are.
Here we are.
This is playing with these memories again. Just when I thought it was over you. Just when I thought I could stand on my own. Oh, baby, those memories come crashing through, right? And I can't go on without your love. You know? Right?
Okay. Right.
Don't you think?
So
an Air Supply. Should we do an Air Supply tribute episode one day?
Have we not done that on the Ramble?
We need to. What were we gonna ask? I'm sorry, I cut you off to gloat about Air Supply.
I was simply gonna say, this is coming out on a Friday, but of last Friday, you were on the road doing some stand up.
Yeah.
So I was gonna see what that was like since you're back out there again.
It was fun, man. It was a little scary, thank you, but it was fun.
Yeah.
It was. I cried on stage. It's been rough talking about my mom, and almost dying has led to some moments where I've choked up and almost broken down on stage, but thank God the crowd's been fucking great.
But you put that in there just to get the sympathy from the crowd, though, right?
Absolutely. My mom's still alive. Yeah, she's next.
And you never had cancer.
Never had cancer. No, never did. Never got me. So yeah, but
so you have a lot more emotionally charged stand-up comedy now that you.
It's been especially when it gets
heavier now.
It's heavier when I'm doing the longer set because it's really it's been really fun, man.
Before everything shut down, you had a little section about your mom and your act.
And now I found a way because some shit happened with, that. Yeah, it's weird, but So now I was able to kind of work that in and find a new home for it, which is good. That material.
Yeah.
So it kind of, in a way, helped me get to this 45 minutes way quicker than I thought I was going to. Right. So. Just the cancer.
So do you already have your 45-minute cancer stuff now? You're at 45?
I've been doing about 45. I did 45 last Saturday.
Oh,
but
wow.
it's it needs work still, right? Like it's still building. But if I had to, I could cover the time. But the show's been good, man. Thanks. It was it's just weird not relying on the things I used to be able to do. Like you remember like a lot of shows I would do the punchline, and then I would go like this. I would go like this. I don't know if you remember this, but I'd be like, whoa!
Yeah,
remember that?
Yeah. That was one of your. That's a classic Rocha.
I can't do that anymore. I can't. It just doesn't fit with what I'm doing.
You don't wear the big clown shoes on stage anymore.
I don't do that anymore. I don't. Yeah, it's not.
That's tough. Well, I mean, you gotta shed that husk.
I know.
And become something new.
One more time for the good old. Whoa! Uh-oh!
Classic Rocha.
Right there.
And for the people just listening to Ramble Radio and not watching it, because it is video and not radio.
It is video, not radio.
But the people solely on the radio train.
Who are just radioing this.
Jerry's flipping his glasses up and down.
Very rapidly.
And it's a visual bit, but it's probably top 4 visual bits of all time.
Ever?
I would think so.
Let's just look. I'm sorry to toot my own horn here, but how big have you seen that crush? Because I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it.
Usually, you get standing ovations at the end of the set. You have the crescendo and the big. But you notoriously that you do that in the first. Hey guys, it's Jerry Rocha. How's everybody doing tonight? Right. Woo! And you do the thing. Yeah. You get the standing ovation right up top.
It's weird, isn't it?
And then they stand the rest of the 45 minutes.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's
crazy.
The longest standing ovation I've ever seen. It's the whole show. It's just one giant. It turns into a rock show because you know how people stand at a rock show.
Sure.
That's what your stand-up shows are like.
Yeah.
I think it's all because of the glasses thing.
Thanks,
It just
buddy.
sets the tone. So
Probably.
It's such a great bit.
Is it weird being in public with me? How many people ask me to do it and stuff? It's weird.
You got to the point where you considered LASIK just so you.
I really did.
I'm
done. I wanted to be done with it, but then I'd be homeless. I'd have nothing left.
Thank God for the cancer that has forced you to shed that. Now
yes, it taught me a whole new way of comedy. It really helped in a way. In a way, it helped. You know what sucked, man? Can I tell you a sad story that happened on the road?
Yeah.
This past weekend, I was in lovely Santa Cruz. That's in the Bay, Eddie.
Yeah, I've heard.
It's right there in the Bay. I went to some great place, Gamers in Control in Salinas.
Nice.
Awesome retro game store run by a buddy of mine. It's a fucking great place. He came out to the Friday night show. Then I went to One Up Games in Santa Cruz, which is great. Look at that.
Oh, that's a
Look
sweet,
at their shirt. They did the
sweet
Santa
shirt.
Cruz skateboarding thing, but they did it with the Game Boy.
Yeah, with the Game Boy. And that's a classic Game Boy, too.
That's a classic. So I went there. Great place. But here was the sad part. I thought I was going to Twitch. Twitch.tv/Retro Rocha. You know, just putting it out there, man.
Yeah.
And first off, Salinas. I met him up in Salinas. I let him slip away. Remember that?
Uh-huh.
Up there near Salinas. I let him slip away. He's looking for it, and I hope he finds it. Anyway, up in Salinas, first off, can we just look? I'm not trying to talk shit, but imagine the Poonanny, you and I.
Oh, dude.
If we just had a place in Salinas right next to a Little Caesars, Jesus Christ, could you imagine?
Dude, if there's a GameStop and or a Walgreens nearby,
are we done?
I'm done. I'm there tomorrow.
Right, and I mean, my God, is it like how?
I mean, honestly, we just get saloon doors on our apartment because the doors are just gonna.
There's
no point even having. There's so much coming through.
How quick do our numbers eclipse Wilt Chamberlain's if we're? I mean,
by Thanksgiving.
It's just
easy. Especially we get those saloon doors on there. You have an in on one side and out on the other, just like a restaurant.
It'd be like if Genghis Khan had consent. That's how much puss we'd be running through. I mean, Jesus.
Just a steady stream of in and out. Just in and out, in and out.
Why are we doing this?
I don't know.
But so I'll tell you that here's the sad thing. Here was the sad one was I'm there. I'm deciding I'll Twitch. Twitch.tv/Retro Rocha. I get to the hotel. I'm not going to travel with a fucking computer monitor. No. Right? I'm not going to it's already ball busting enough to take all my Twitch shit with me.
Right.
I do that.
Yeah.
I get to the hotel. I hook it all up. I use the TV screen in the hotel for my computer monitor.
Yeah.
Right? So I can see the game.
Rayler MacGyver.
Thank you. Because if I'm playing it on my computer, it's like the window. It's like an old Game Boy screen. It's like yay big. Is I'm like fuck. I couldn't see that so I have the thing running here. I'm looking at when I'm twitching here. I'm looking at the TVs at the little monitor I have here. Right. Can I just? Do you mind if I peel back the curtain, Eddie?
Peel back. Let's see.
Right there. That thing.
Look at that. That's the
so
setup.
That's
all those Ramble Radio video people know what that is. If you're Ramble Radio, you have no idea what just got shown.
You're fucked. That's why, and I get now why you're championing the video so much. I get it. Okay. So I'm doing this, and I turned on the TV, and I should have known it was a generic remote, not the LG. It was an LG TV, but it was
some third-rate
generic
Best Buy
bullshit
bargain bin
dollar store remote.
3-in-1 remote.
3-in-1. So I put the HDMI cable for my capture card that I stream with on HDMI 2 on the TV.
Yeah.
It switches the input over, but then it doesn't let me control the volume. It's just stuck at the loudest possible volume. So I'm like, I can't do this. If there's anybody within 2 hotel rooms of me, they're calling the cops. If you're on the stream listening, it's just going to be blaring feedback like crazy. So I was like, what the fuck? I couldn't figure it out. So I tried to Twitch looking at my screen, yay big, didn't work. So I twitched like 20 minutes and I had to bail. Dumb fuck me, didn't realize there was like a giant board in the on the wall behind the TV that the remote control controlled. That was like the hub, and there was an extra HDMI port. I could have just plugged it in then and controlled it that way. I didn't know until it was too fucking late.
I take back the MacGyver comment.
I know.
I withdraw MacGyver.
I know. It just
You're now more MacGruber. You're more MacGruber than MacGyver.
More Gruber than Guyver. It just was. It hurt. It fucking hurt, man.
That hurts, man. Because I mean, the depression that went through Rambler Nation from not being able to watch you Twitch. That had to be.
Could you imagine? And then I went to one of the
devastating.
Oldest. I can only. Ramble Nation was a rough day. It was. And then I went to one of the oldest disc golf courses in America in Santa Cruz. It's fucking awesome. You're going up a mountain, and here's what was weird. Like it's a really nice hill. At least it is. 29 holes golf course.
Whoa.
A 29-hole golf course.
That's a bit much.
And hole 14, you have to know what you're doing to get it to the basket. I did not. I throw my disc, and it just goes off into a canyon that's nothing but like
forever.
I was like, well, I'm never going to find this.
Hey, wait. It wasn't the autographed Kenny Rogers disc, was it?
Never. I'm never going to take that.
Okay.
No, these are different discs. Could you imagine just play frisbee golf with that?
Well, maybe that's your ringer disc. That's the one that's the one you put in the hole.
That's if I need an ace, Eddie. If I need an ace, I think that just because of Kenny, it just goes right to the bat. Even though it's not aerodynamic like a disc golf frisbee, I think if I just throw that just because
it goes right in.
Bam! I would literally.
Could you imagine playing in a serious disc golf tournament?
Kenny Rogers autograph.
And then you just get ready on your final shot of the 9th hole or the 18th hole. You pull out the Kenny Rogers out of a velvet bag.
Like Tiger wears red on Sunday. I bring out Kenny Rogers.
And people are, what do you do? And you just throw it and it's just going everywhere. It's not even
going like the dynamic ones go, just off to the right.
People are like, what's he doing?
We need to make this happen. If we can get like
he was
40
on the
more.
Leaderboard. Now he's done.
He's done. He's off the leaderboard.
He was leading.
So I throw my at this point I met a guy. I met a friendly disc golfer named Mike who was behind me. It's just the two of us. So he was one hole behind me. But that same disc on hole 11, I think it was, it is treacherous. Like you just throw it, and you have to hope it goes where it goes. I threw mine. It went straight into a tree right in front of me. So, but like the way it was, had I just kind of dove to get it, I would have died. So the tree, it's like 20 feet up in the fucking air. So I have to go all the way down to the base of that tree, and it's just nothing but poison oak. Just everywhere. And I don't know how I didn't get it. I'm maneuvering through it, and I'm climbing up to like towards the base of the tree. Oh. I'm grabbing the branch underneath where my disc is, just shaking it to try to get the disc to fall. Nothing. And then, as luck would have it, I'm not making this up, I find like an 8-foot branch next to me that was just lying down. And I'm like, you're kidding. And I just pick it up. I pop my disc. I get it out.
Oh.
And then I took so long that this guy Mike, who was probably on hole number 4 when I started this thing, is now at hole number 11. And he goes, "You want to just play, man?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, super cool, dude." He's showing me tips, right? We get to hole 14, and the same disc, because Eddie, you never leave a man behind when it comes to disc golf. I don't want to leave. These are my babies. And I throw it, and it just goes right into a canyon. And that's the same one that I spent 20 minutes, all that time to get it out, and now it's gone for good. And Mike's like, yeah, he goes, I wouldn't go after that one. You know, like there's a 0%. He goes, your name's on it though, right? And I go, yeah. And he goes, well, one time I lost the disc out here, and I thought it was gone for good. 2 hours later, this guy calls me, and I'm like, yeah, but I live in L.A. He goes, oh man. He goes, well, you never know, whatever.
No, you're like, I'm going in.
I thought about it, Eddie. But I was thinking shorts and like a tank top. I would have gotten shredded. I mean, it was like that. Remember that movie where Powers Booth loses his kid in the fucking jungle? You know what I'm talking about? Do you remember that movie? You know what I'm talking about? Where he runs that construction site in that rainforest, and then like his kid gets loose. And then he goes looking, and all of a sudden it's just not like it's like, oh God, he's gone. Like that's what.
That was your disc.
That was my disc.
Could you imagine how mad Andrea would have been had you gone through a year and a half of surviving cancer to lose your life going after a disc?
Died going after a $12 disc. So I'm like, fuck, it's gone. And then so we're finishing up, and then there's a fire at the bottom of so it's part of a real like a regular golf course, this disc golf course. And the golf course is like much nicer. Like there's no woods. It's all beautiful, green, whatever. There was a fire down there. So we were kind of in a waiting mode. Like, are they going to let us even leave? And thankfully, like, yeah, we know there's a path you guys can take to get out of here. It's what the firemen had told the disc golfers who are at the top of the hill. I'm getting in my car. It was about 2 hours later. And Mike goes, Jerry, and I look, and some fucking dude has my disc. He lost his, but he was almost in like a hazmat outfit, right? Like this dude, he knew the risks involved, so he was and he's lost
done this
his
before,
and he went in, got his, and oh shit, look at this one, grabbed mine, and brought it up. So it was Saving Private Ryan, baby. We got him. He's fucking crazy.
He died after he handed it to you. It's like Saving Private Ryan.
He was like,
like Tom Hanks got shot. Yeah,
he died.
He died immediately upon handing it to you.
He's like, is this your disc? I grab it, and then he just dropped. There's like 14 arrows in his back. It's like, oh fuck, what happened to this guy? He made it all the way to the parking lot from hole 14 after getting massacred.
That's your disc.
His falls over. There's like 4 axes just buried in him. Like, what the fuck happened to this dude? So it was a happy ending, Eddie. It was.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Thank you.
Glad to hear that. Yeah.
Now we've been having a great time. We're gonna have that list up. Vote. Probably today. Vote. Our final round. But before we go any further,
the final was it Lurch versus
Jeffrey? No, not Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Lurch versus Jeffrey. Woo!
So now, though, the bad news: we have contractual obligation.
Skeletor. Obviously, Jerry almost lost something that meant a lot to him.
Yeah.
His frisbee. Have you ever almost lost something that meant a lot to you?
Well, Eddie, that's a wonderful question, and I'm glad that you've asked me. When I was young, my mother gave me my foreskin. as like a keepsake to remember her by. She put one of her pubes in it. Actually, a lot of her pubes in it. My mom had a very hairy bush, and she put all of her pubes and wrapped it up in my foreskin and gave it to me as like and I'd never go anywhere without it, you know? And I did lose it, and it was the most devastating day of my life. I consider myself, Eddie, the luckiest man in Eternia because I retrieved it, and I'd lost it and found it in the craziest place, the hardest place to find anything. I bet you don't know where I'm going with this. I bet you don't know. Huh?
No clue.
He-Man's mother's pussy! That's where it was. That's where my own foreskin with my mother's pubes, which I still have to this day. If you guys want, I could put it on camera. I could show everybody.
I don't think
we're good.
I don't think I ever would want to.
No.
We would go back to radio only real quick.
Absolutely.
I
will drop video in a second.
Jesus.
Well, I guess you guys are some fucking prudes. Didn't know I was dealing with the Amish over here, huh? My God. What, do you have to pray before you jerk off, you fucking losers? Can't see foreskin and my mom's pubes?
Okay. All right. Jesus Christ.
All right. Okay.
Okay, man. That is...
check out Cody at the
hairiest pubes you've ever seen. Let me tell you that right now. Okay, Eddie. I was almost strangled when I came out. All the pubes of hers that wrapped around my neck as a child. They had to. It was more than the umbilical cord was getting rid of those babies. If you know what I mean. My mother had
briar patch, right?
Hairiest. Briar field. Briar forest. Heaviest bush you've ever seen. I mean, just oh man, it's really. It was a beautiful bush, maybe the greatest bush anyone's ever seen. Everybody always tells me my mother had the biggest, thickest bush they've ever seen. I can attest to it. She would show me her bush in times of sadness and times of pleasure.
All right, Jesus.
Wow, so much there to.
Cinesnob podcast. Let's
get him on let's get him on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, please.
Get LaQuisha up there.
Do you know how many dying children want to pet my mother's bush as like a Make-A-Wish thing?
All right, there it is. That's.
You can check me out.
Yes, Eddie. Where can they find you?
Patreon.com. The Ralph Report. Tuesdays, Fridays, Ramble Radio.
There it is.
Wednesdays, Ramble Proper.
You can find me at the same Ramble locales. You can find Eddie and Cody. I'm also on Twitch, twitch.tv/Retro Rocha, Monday through Friday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. The Smug Nerd on my social media every Monday with Eddie here as my director. You know where to find us. You know where to love us. Right? My YouTube channel. I got my hour special is up on my YouTube channel. Go check it out. We love you guys. Stay safe. Yeah. Vote. We'll see you next week, everybody.